Hey everyone, this is the Covert Survivalist. Here today I'm going to talk to you about the top 5 things that are common survival essentials that everyone should have at home. And this is going to be for your basic prepper who's getting ready or is sitting at home on the couch thinking, you know what, maybe I should be prepping. These are some things that you should have in mind that you probably already have, that maybe you haven't thought about using them in this way, and maybe you need to have them available. If you don't have them, go out and grab them. And prepping isn't all about, getting together your MREs, flashlights, communications equipment, even your saws and different things. It's about a lot of simple things that you already have around the house. And so that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. First off and foremost is 90% of Americans in our homes, if not even more, have canned foods. So the number one thing on my list is a manual can opener. When the power goes out, the can opener on the wall is no longer going to work. They have even these small manual can openers that twist to the nice ones like this, which you can still pick up at the store for less than $10. And I recommend some of the bigger ones. They have the little P38 keychain can openers, but I recommend having something that has a nice handle to it and a nice handle up here so that your hands don't get as tired and you don't get cramps and you don't cause blisters, and even little things like that can become serious in a survival situation. So being able to use the foods that you have, as far as canned foods, it's very essential to have a good manual can opener. As well as a lot of the times, the blister packs that you buy products in, whether it be a radio or whatever comes in those sealed plastic containers, you can run this wheel here across the edge of that plastic container, and that works better than any knife that I've ever found at opening those sealed plastic blister packs. The second item on my list is Tylenol. And it doesn't have to be the name brand Tylenol, but just some sort of pain reliever that you have, something that can reduce a fever and relieve pain, because when you're in pain, your mind isn't thinking right and your mind's not in the game. So you have to be able to have something that you can help alleviate the pain with, to reduce a fever, so when you're not feeling well, you're able to rejuvenate yourself and get yourself back up. We're going to talk a little bit more about herbal medicine and some of the different medicinal things that you can do in a survival situation and in a raw situation in a later video. So that's just a simple thing that I wanted to throw out at you. Next is bleach. People do not understand the importance of bleach. It doesn't have to be any name brand again, just simple bleach. And you can use this as far as sanitation. In a survival and a raw situation, your sanitation is going to be of utmost importance, because keeping things clean is very important when you don't have access to proper medical care, as we do in our modern society now. But when the raw situation occurs, if it occurs, you're not going to be able to have that access, and you're not going to be able to go out and go to the store and necessarily get the medicines or the drugs that you need. So maintaining a clear and clean environment is very important. Another important thing about bleach that isn't necessarily wide known is all it takes is 4 drops of bleach per 1 quart of water, and that will purify your water and make it drinkable, no matter where it came from. If you take it and it has muddy or a lot of sediments, just filter it through a cloth, a bandana, or something of that nature, and then put 4 drops of bleach per quart and let it sit in the sealed container for about 30 minutes. If you open the container and it doesn't smell like bleach, I would add a few more drops and let it sit another little while. And that'll purify your water and make it to where it's drinkable. Number 4 on my list is just a simple deck of playing cards. A deck of playing cards is very important for several reasons. One, 90% of surviving in a raw situation or in an environment that is unfriendly is mental. Being able to keep your mental fortitude is what's going to bring you through the situation. Having mental toughness and being able to handle the stress and deal with the fear and the panic, because everyone is going to have it. So having your plan, but also having the ways to alleviate the stress, having something to do to occupy your mind and to occupy your time, whether it's playing cards by yourself or whether you're playing cards with friends or whatever you're doing, just having something to occupy your spare time, which you're not going to have much of, but having something to occupy your mind and to get your mind off of the situation for a little while is very important. These cards can also be used to leave a trail. If you're going somewhere, you can lay them down and have a pattern laid out to where the other people that you are with in your compound or in your retreat group, or even just your family members will know, and they can follow and find you if you're short on communications equipment. You can use these cards, and if you're supposed to be in a certain area and you're not there, you can have a code meaning for a certain card, and a certain card can say that you're out on a security patrol or that you're moving to a certain location. And this is all just going to have to be based on your own personal SOPs and your own group guidelines, but a simple deck of cards can be used in many different ways. You just have to think a little bit outside of the box. And last but most certainly not least on my list are tampons and toilet paper. I know this is a very sensitive subject and one that's a little touchy, but having your personal hygiene and a sense of humanity and your personal sanitation is extremely important. Just being able to have something to feel clean, to clean yourself with, and again maintain the sanitation that we spoke about earlier with the bleach is extremely important. Also, with the tampons and the toilet paper, you can use that in a medical situation, especially the tampons, because they are in a sealed container. They are excellent for absorbing blood, whether it be a bloody nose. A lot of times people have bloody noses in stressful situations. You can also spread them apart and use that as a compress on a wound. They also have the nice string. If it's on a finger, you can tie it around and make a simple bandage. So being able to be resourceful, using different things, getting over the gross factor and getting over the factor of that it is a product that you may or may not be comfortable with, having those around, especially when you have females in your group, and when you're taking care of a family, you have to think of everyone. So make sure that they're comfortable, and having that extra sense of comfort is going to go the extra mile in keeping you safe and allowing you to survive and thrive in a ROL situation. But as far as that goes, I'll refer you on to another expert who is more of an expert on that matter, and she's the Patriot Nurse. She has an excellent video on female hygiene and an SHTF situation. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you've been able to take a few tips away from it and look back for more videos soon. Thanks.